1. Tomoe Sharingan. This is the very first stage of the Sharingan, and the form it takes the moment it awakens in an Uchiha for the first time. A single tomo appears in the iris, and even at this earliest level, the eye already offers something most shinobi spend years trying to develop. The user gains the ability to read chakra flow, follow fast movements more clearly, and begin memorizing the patterns of techniques they witness. It is not yet a fully realized tool, but it signals that the Uchiha's potential has started to open. Most awakening scenes in the series happen during moments of extreme stress or emotional crisis, which is what triggers this first stage to appear at all. 2. Tomoe Sharingan. As the Uchiha grows stronger and their mental and physical control improves, a second tomoe joins the first. The eye at this level becomes significantly more capable. Genjutsu becomes easier to cast and harder for opponents to detect. Movement prediction sharpens, and the user starts copying techniques with more reliability and speed. Sasuke reached this level fairly early in his development, and the difference between 1 and 2 tomoe is noticeable in how much more confident and dangerous a user becomes in combat. It is a meaningful step up, not just a visual change. 3. Tomoe Sharingan. This is the fully matured base form of the Sharingan, and it represents the eye operating at the peak of what this stage can offer. With 3 tomoe, the user can read lips, predict movements almost before they happen, cast genjutsu through direct eye contact with ease, and copy virtually any non-keki genkai technique they observe. Kakashi, despite not being an Uchiha, used his transplanted 3 tomoe Sharingan to earn the title Copy Ninja, building a personal library of over 1,000 techniques. The full Sharingan is the form most associated with the Uchiha's reputation as a dangerous clan, and it earns that reputation entirely on its own merit. Mangekyo Sharingan. This awakening goes beyond maturity and enters a different category of power entirely. It comes at the cost of deep personal loss, and the design that appears is completely unique to the person who awakens it, making each Mangekyou visually distinct from every other. The abilities it grants also differ between users. Itachi could trap enemies in a subjective world of torture with a glance using Tsukuyomi, produce inextinguishable black flames with Amaterasu, and generate a full spectral warrior body called Susanoo. Obito could phase through attacks and teleport objects through a personal dimension. Shisui wielded Kotomatsukami, a genjutsu so subtle it could rewrite a person's will without them ever knowing it happened. The variety of abilities makes this form especially unpredictable, and that unpredictability is a large part of what makes it feared. Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan. This version deserves its own mention because it exists in unusual circumstances. Kakashi is not an Uchiha, yet he awakened a Mangekyo in the eye Obito gave him during childhood. When he lost his teammate Rinne, the grief triggered the awakening. His version of the eye grants a technique called Kamui, which allows him to warp matter in himself into a separate dimension. What makes Kakashi's case interesting is that his Kamui and Obito's Kamui are actually linked to the same dimension, since the eyes originally belong to the same person. 2 different fighters, same dimensional space, completely different applications of the same underlying technique. Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Once an Uchiha transplants the Mangekyo eyes of a blood relative, the 2 patterns merge into a new unified design, and the degradation of vision permanently stops. This form retains every ability of both original sets of eyes without any of the cost. Madara obtained this after taking his dying brother Izuna's eyes. Sasuke received Itachi's eyes after his brother's death. What separates this form from the regular Mangekyo is not just the absence of blindness, but also a raw increase in power and stamina that makes prolonged use far more sustainable. It is essentially the Mangekyo without its one major weakness. Byakugan. This is the inherited eye of the Hyuga clan and one of the oldest known Doujutsu in the shinobi world. Unlike the Sharingan, it does not awaken through emotional experience. It is simply present from birth in every member of the main family. The veins around the eye become visible when it activates, and the resulting vision extends in nearly every direction with only a small blind spot at the back of the upper neck. It can see through walls, perceive targets at great distances, and most importantly, map the body's chakra network in precise detail. The Hyuga built their entire combat system around this last ability. Without the Byakugan, the gentle fist style would not exist at all. Tenseigan. This eye is born from a specific combination. A Hyuga's Byakugan fused with the chakra of an Otsutsuki. The result is an eye that glows with a blue-white light and far surpasses what the Byakugan alone can do. Toneri Otsutsuki, who appears in the last film, acquired this eye by taking Hanabi Hyuga's Byakugan and integrating them with his own Otsutsuki chakra. The Tenseigan allows the user to enter a powerful chakra mode and manipulate truth-seeking orbs, which are dense concentrations of all 5 nature types combined. combined. It also granted Toneri the ability to attempt something as extreme as redirecting the moon toward Earth. The eye blends two lineages into something that neither could produce alone, Rinnegan. This eye is described in the series as the most exalted of all ocular abilities, and the eye of the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. It presents as a pale, ringed iris and grants access to the Six Paths techniques, a collection of abilities that cover gravity manipulation, chakra absorption, summoning the King of Hell, and reviving the dead. Nagato used it through 6 separate bodies simultaneously, each controlling one of the 6 paths. The eye also allows the user to read the stone tablet left by Hagoromo, which contains knowledge unavailable to Sharingan users. Awakening it naturally requires a combination of Indra and Asura chakra, which is why only a handful of people across the entire history of the story have ever possessed it. 6 paths. Rinnegan. Sasuke's version of the Rinnegan is visually and functionally distinct from Nagato's. Where Nagato's was a straightforward pale ringed eye, Sasuke's carries 6 tomoe within it and was granted directly by Hagoromo after the events of the 4th Shinobi War. The tomoe indicate that the eye is fully charged and operating at peak capacity. In this state, Sasuke could use a Manotejikara, an ability that lets him swap his position in space with any nearby object or person instantly. He could also see invisible targets, and in combination with his Susanoo, apply the Rinnegan's power on a massive scale. When the tomoe disappear after heavy use, the eye requires time to recover before those specific functions return.